Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. I am going to take a little bit of look at the Trump and Kamala Harris race. I am not so interested in it. I just don't see much of a future with Donald in it. I think he is a neutralized threat. Obviously, I want you to go and vote and keep being engaged. But the extreme political situation that we're in, it feels like it was passing. I hope we'll take a moment to see what good came out of it, all of the community, all of the engagement, the new friends that you have, and see also that this medium is good and bad. I myself am dealing with a little bit of my own addiction to negative news. So I hope you will take a moment and look at positive things. Along those lines, I will be slowing down on my predictions. That is, if you would like a session with me on predicting, now's the time. I'm not sure I will be doing so many of them in the future, although I will still continue to be channeling and to do past life regressions and to teach people how to channel. Now's the time if you're looking for a predictive sort of session. I'll put the website location right here. Also, take a look at the Cosmic Connectors Collective. I'll also put their website up here. This is really amazing information and very, very, very profound and uplifting. I'm part of this collective. I can't say too many good things about it. Let's take a look first at Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, and then we'll take a look at Ukraine. First, there's just a look, you guys can see this. If you just look at Trump speak, his energy is so low. He clearly believes he's going to lose. That is, he can't seem to get a glove on anyone. There's just this deflation of him. Like it's like there was a big fat balloon Trump, and it's like that balloon is getting smaller and smaller. Donald is, crying like a baby. The family's very concerned about him. They're concerned because, he is their leader, and without him, they're going to face some consequences, both financial and legal. If he loses, they're all going to be in a lot of trouble. They're just starting to realize, like, political people, no political future if Trump loses because they will be attached to the loser. The family is worried, like, well, he knows, all the bodies are buried somewhere and they're going to start getting discovered. And what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to cover that up without the flash that was Donald Trump? Because the one thing that he was good at is flash, is media flash. And once you lose the media flash, what do you got left? It is just a dim sort of, very, very dim sort of reflection of what it was. As I said many years before, people have just become kind of bored of his shtick. They're bored of the culture wars, bored of bashing people, bored of these sort of rhetoric. And, there was some legitimate concerns over the Democratic Party. They weren't really working class people anymore. They weren't responding even to middle class issues so much. They were sort of an elite group of people. So, on the positive, Trump did get a message to say to the Democrats, you got to be real. When you promise healthcare, you have to deliver healthcare and not a sort of tepid response. So, you know, you might think of Trump as somebody performing like a really difficult person at work that makes you do better. It's like kind of like as I look at him, that's how significant he is. Just that guy at work who everybody hates, but because they hated him, they're like, all right, I gotta make sure I gotta make sure my presentation is absolutely perfect. And maybe I even need to rethink my presentation. And maybe I even need to think about who is going to deliver the presentation, not the guy that's kind of old and nice and all that stuff. Nothing against old and nice, but not that guy. This guy who's young and active and can respond to their queries. It's interesting that one woman has been replaced by another. That is, Hillary Clinton has been replaced by Kamala Harris. These are very different people from very different places. So back to Trump. What's he doing? Huh. So one thing that I often see is when people have bad habits, I see them smoking a cigarette. I used to smoke and I gave it up. So I see him smoking, and I know he doesn't actually smoke, but he's smoking, and then he puts the cigarette down, right, and crushes it out. And it's like, oh, habit, I stopped that bad habit. But 5 minutes later, he's smoking again. It's this he can't stop himself. The only thing that Trump has is his shtick, and that shtick is, loud and rude and whatever it is, right? The shtick is boring now. No, nobody's. There's nothing novel about it that would put you on television. He's whining, he's meandering, he's wishing that Biden were his opponent. Even the conservatives around him, the conservative media heads are pretty shocked at how badly he's doing, how badly he's performing. And they're shocked. Those media personalities that you see on Fox News, when the lights go out, they go home and they're just like, oh my God, like this is a disaster. Insofar as they even care, because these people have become very cynical and they don't much care as long as they get paid. But insofar as they do care about anything they call conservative values, they're really, really stressed out and worried. Nobody likes to be on the losing team. Hmm. And we just have a feeling with these newscasters of fakery. I just see them dyeing their hair. Just it's just hmm. Everything that you see on conservative networks is a fabrication. So here we have this fabrication, and then against that we have a reality of a really excited group of people supporting the Democrats, supporting Kamala Harris. And I'm just going to take a look and say, Kamala, is there anything you need to do? Anything Kamala needs to consider as she moves forward? And obviously, Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. I'd see a great deal of optimism. She certainly made the right choice with Walz. He's just, beaming joy around for people. People just love to project their sort of good dad energy onto him. I think it is merited. He seems like a decent man, and he's not stinking rich. And this seems like it was a great idea, and Kamala Harris made the right choice to choose him, as did the others around her. Kamala, anything to worry about? I just see big crowds, lots of lights. There is a change upon us, and she is part of that change. Just get a very complex person. And also just something has shifted in our universe. It's like a sort of gestalt has shifted, and she's just sort of the light shines in a particular way so that she is, more open. Part of the things that are going on right now are just shifts on the planet, shifts in the universe. The sort of shadow encounter is now, being sort of responded to in this way. One more time, anything to worry about, Kamala? She just goes, nope, like this. It's like, yeah, they'll dish out a few things and it'll just be a piece of cake. Look, Trump has already said all the things that he could possibly say about any human. Anything that he tries to land on her is just going to be a repeat of what he has already done. And the media doesn't like that. They don't want to do a repeat. It's much more fun to go look at these excited crowds a la Kamala. All right. So I'm not really worried about her. I may take a look at some point in about the congressional districts, all the other things that we are voting for. Please do vote, even though it looks like Kamala's going to win. Don't leave it to chance. Now let's take a look at Putin and Zelensky. That is Ukraine and Russia. So, really, like Putin has a sense of someone going crazy, just randomly drawing lines on a map, like paranoid, giving crazy orders, throwing his coffee cup against the wall. He's just like a rage monster nobody wants to be around. He's finding faults with everything and everyone. He's trying to manage something. He's trying to control the uncontrollable. And he is injecting some kind of liquid in his body to keep himself alive, or perhaps to keep him young. I know that there are some people who do kind of hormonal treatments with their body. I know that men do something like inject some kind of testosterone type thing to keep them, young and good looking. And this is used really just to keep him alive. If he didn't take this drug, he would be flat on his back much of the time because he does have some medical issues. So it just like putting energy into something that's you're going to need more, and he's going to need more and more of the liquid drug. He's going to more and more, there'll be a diminished return, more and more this will be a problem, but it's also a risk because whenever he does this drug, he's not sure if there's poison in it. He's not sure if the nurse who's administering it is really a person who wants to get rid of him. So he's just surrounded by darkness and negativity and fear. Even the doctors might be killing him. This is a tough place to be in, and it's not getting better. Yeah, don't be surprised if this becomes kind of an issue, that the whatever medicine he's taking becomes an issue. It seems like it could be a real threat to him, either the medicine or the threat that it could be poisoned. This is a ongoing question, an ongoing threat, and even the idea of it is psychologically damaging to him. He does not feel safe, and it's affecting the decisions that he makes, which are becoming poorer and poorer, more and more desperate. It is interesting. I hope you all noticed the the, the Putin and Trump thing happened kind of at the same time. All of the sudden, they're kind of getting just deflated at the same time. It does show me that there's just a shift in the universe, a shift on the planet away from fascism. Let's take a look at Zelensky. Just hard work, hard earned success. He is just, he's still a dynamo. He's still going. He's still doing cartwheels. He should be totally exhausted, but he just has a feeling of being. totally dynamic, even despite the fact that he hasn't slept in 2 days. Yeah, he is a very admirable leader, that he has this incredible stamina and dedication, and he is very happy now. He really is. He really is seeing that that they're winning, and there's just something very intelligent about, this, wars make good leaders, and he is learning to become a really good strategist. There's just this sort of there's an aspect of becoming a leader where you're political. There's an aspect in his case where it is warlike, and he is not necessarily a person with a lot of background in these things, but together with his generals, they're making these decisions about how to do things. And it's pretty tricky. He's pretty savvy. It's surprising that someone with this little experience would be able to invade Russia. I mean, that's incredible that he's been able to do that. It has these psychological effects on the Russian people. It's psychologically really upsetting Putin. People in Russia are like, hey, are we not going to lose this war? We're going to lose some of our territory. That's a real possibility right now. So just that incursion has completely shifted everything, and it's distracting Putin's troops. Now they have to go deal with this. So what could happen is Putin's troops go here, and once they leave that spot, then there's another spot that's open, and then they go on that spot. These jets, fighters, weaponry from the United States has made a huge difference, and it's not only psychological. Part of the difference is that they're strategic. They're just these planes are really, really, really good. You can do a lot with them. They're working in combination with drones and soldiers, and they're just really good planes. It's going to take them a while to learn how to fly them. It's going to take them a while to just get them all out there. Right now, they don't have that many pilots, but even with 50 working planes and pilots, they can pretty much control this war. And I think that most people are aware of this, that Putin's aware of this. His equipment doesn't get anywhere near the American equipment. And I really don't believe in munitions of war. I wish we'd spend our money in more productive ways. But the fact that America does spend so much money on that, and that they are talented people and with technology, means that they have got really, really good planes. These planes are going to make all of the difference, if only the fact that they exist, and Putin knows that they exist. These planes are making the difference. I'm seeing the planes doing like specific bombing tours. Don't think it's appropriate to say where, although I have a feeling about this, because it should be a secret. But yeah, I just say, Putin beware. Zelensky's got the upper hand, and it has a lot to do with those planes, along with the buy-in finally of most people in the United States. That was a psychological barrier that he overcame. Look, let's hand it to Zelensky. He has handled this brilliantly, right? Right from the time that Trump tried to blackmail him, he took a huge risk and refused to acquiesce to the sort of fake investigation that Trump was asking for. So there's just savvy here, political savvy, all kinds of, it's like Ukraine is moving into a world of nations and no longer a backwater for the sort of post-socialist corrupt society. This is looking really good. So he's giving me one more message. Just yeah, it's like Zelensky saying, peace is on the way. We're gonna get there. It will be reasonably soon. I could say within a year that this war will end. Thanks so much for watching.